Bethanechol. It's used for urinary retention only. It is off-labeled, though, for acid reflux and GI motility issues. You're going to want to know that it's a cholinergic, a parasympathomimetic, and you're going to need baseline vitals and urination trends for this one. Remember that this is part of the parasympathetic system, so the adverse effects and side effects are going to be related to that. You're going to have abdominal discomfort. You probably increased acid secretion and increased defecation problems. You might have cardiac arrest due to, decomposition, or decompensating in BP and cardiac output and heart rate. You might have flushing because of vasodilation. You're going to have nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and probably sweating. It's going to interact with cholinergics because it's the opposite of that. It's going to maximize that. It's going to interact with anticholinergics because it's the opposite of that. It's going to interact with ganglionic blockers, and make sure that you're careful with the beta blockers. Don't give it with beta blockers. That's bad. It's contraindicated in GI obstructions, GI ulcers, bowel surgical something or another. I don't know. I can't speak. Bradycardia, heart failure, urinary obstruction, weak bladder walls, asthma, and hyperthyroid, which is a weird one. Remember, don't give it with hyperthyroid. It has like this, it Brady's down and then tachy response is not good. Something to do with the barrel reflex. Don't do it. When you take this, take it on an empty stomach 1 hour before or 2 hours after a meal. And if you have a severe reaction, give atropine. It should help reverse it. You're going to make sure you want baseline vitals because this should increase urination, which would be urine loss. Monitor the INOs and palpate for suprapubic discomfort or do a bladder scan. See if it's working. A good and possibly bad thing about Bethanechol is that even though it is a acetylcholine agonist, or, it acts the same way as acetylcholine, it is not degraded by cholinesterase, so it has longer effects. It is selective for muscarinic receptors only and does not cross the blood-brain barrier. Most of its effects are seen on the muscarinic receptors in the smooth muscle of the bladder, and therefore it tends to increase the detrusor muscle tone and promote bladder emptying and increase smooth muscle tone, which restores the GI peristalsis and motility. So if you have a block in